And we're back with now the Cragaconda in front of you. I got the papaya orange, which I think is, like I was mentioning earlier in the in the Cinder 55. I wish it came in their specific red color, which is high visibility. The Cragaconda comes in black, which in this denier 850 material looks kind of flat compared to the Cinder. The Cinder, even though it's black, it's nice and smooth, like a nice old, good old base camp duffel. So it's nice and shiny, and it wouldn't look out of place when you're traveling, and looks trendy and all that kind of stuff. The Cragaconda in black looks kind of flat. I wish they had more color options, but this pack, I think it was developed by with collaboration with Conrad Anker. And the Cinder was in collaboration with Peter Croft and Alex Honnold. So, I don't know, take it for what it is. So anyways, the Cragaconda here is rated in terms of capacity. On the website it says 45 liters. But, where is the tag? I have the tag and it says 40. So I'm not sure who to believe. Or, unless they're talking about 40 internal capacity and 5 liters in the pockets here and there. So take it for what it is. The reason why we bought 2 was to compare, so my wife and I can compare which can carry our gear. And so now let's look at a Cragaconda a little bit deeper. All right, as you can see, well, we have some stuff clipped onto, and I'll show you why I have put on some of my gear right here just for kicks in a bit. Now let's take a look at the exterior of the pack. Very clean, very simple. Here it's all abrasion resistance where it matters. Down on the bottom or along the side. It's very, very, very basic, and you can tell just from the perspective of the video, I hope, is the height and the size. The Cinder 55 is yay tall. And the Cragaconda, let me put this at the back so you can compare. It looks like a little bit kid's backpack, the Cragaconda, compared to the Cinder. But make no mistake, it can carry stuff the amount of stuff it can carry will surprise you. Only because of how the gear in or luggage is handled internally, and this is what really is selling me on it. Now on the exterior, as we go, you can see the oyster opening or clamshell opening zipper. That's what makes the Cragaconda different, is it opens like a flat luggage, whereas the Cinder is top loading like a lot of packs. This one was rated by a few magazines and a few places as the best pack in the class. So let's see if it's true or not. As I said, this orange is really nice. The straps are a little bit thinner than the Cinder. So I'll show you how we solved that. There was a lot of pressure point, at least for me. My wife was totally comfortable with. My wife is 5'3", and I'm 5'8", and a half, for what that matters. The Cinder 55 was digging when she carried it, so we were thinking if we had to take turns to carry loads. The Cinder 55, the bottom base where the stand-up area is, was digging into her back quite a bit. No matter how much we adjusted it, it dug into her back quite a bit. So, and this one did not. So, that's part of why I think we might be going to choosing this one, is so that both of us can carry it comfortably, or at least relatively comfortably over a long distance. Neither of these packs are made for, backpacking, obviously. But they're more than sufficient for a couple or 3 miles hike into your area. So, or you can just really double as a 2 or 3 day pack if you have to, and then go climbing with it. Carry a tent in there if you're all alone and such. Totally will work. Here you have, again, let me show you here, the hip belt. The hip strap is about the same thickness as the Cinder. It's also removable. You can hear the Velcro in here. Totally removable in there. You can slide that out when you don't need it to reduce the weight if you don't want it. The buckles are made of steel, as you can see. They're not aluminum, so you can very big difference in weight as you can if you had it held in your hand and compare that. I can tell you for sure. Anyways, what else? The foam padding here is more substantial and more robust, it seems like, than the Cinder that we looked at a second ago. I think the reason being that most of the load that you carry is closer to your back and further out a little bit. It needed more padding to like support the lumbar and your upper back right here and your shoulders a bit. But that being said, when I loaded it up with all our same gear, surprise, surprise, it fit everything, and then some. Maybe like maybe 1 or 2 items, like 1 helmet maybe. But if everything that I was able to put in the Cinder, I was pretty much able to fit in the Cragaconda. And this being, let's go with 45 liters. These being 10 liters down in capacity. And you wonder why am I able to do that? Sure, some of these are external, but a lot of it is about organization on the inside, how well it uses the space, and I'll show you. Now, you can load the pack, or use the pack like a normal backpack. Load it from the top, get to your stuff inside, or you can do it like this, the clamshell style. And yeah, I know I store my dirty rope. My rope is dirty, really dirty. I haven't had a chance to wash it, so we store it in a backpack. So we have a 70 meters in here, and a big tarp in here, and we have tons of sling in here, and it's fitting in there. It fits right in there. Sorry, it's so tacky, but just didn't want to dirty up the pack yet, for the sake of this review. Have a look here. So this is the internal of the pack. This is where you can store your jackets and your stuff. We put slings and more carabiners in here. I think to balance out the weight, because all the weight is up front, I might just move it inside somewhere. Anyways, that was designed for your stuffing your food or your jackets, anything like that. It's accessible only by a little opening right here, so you can reach in and get to your stuff. Now, the main pocket has area here for your harnesses and your shoes. For if you're climbing alone, and for gear for one, all your shoes and your harness and your chalk bag will fit in here just perfectly with tons of space to spare. My wife and I, we can fit 2 of our harnesses and 1 shoe in here, and we have to carry one of our shoes externally. This is clippable to lock it down, and here are some gear loops right here to carry your quick draws and such. And there's 4 of them, so it's enough, just enough for maybe 1 person's worth. And a small rack, not a large rack. If you're doing a big climb, you might have to organize your space, but it's here. It locks down your gear and it's perfect. So the size in here is very deceiving. When I opened it up and saw it, I was like, oh, this is no bigger than a camera bag or whatever. But you were able to stuff the 70 meter, the big tarp, the slings, and actually I fit in the static rope as well at the top. And 2 of our harnesses, 1 of my shoes, 1 of my helmets inside, my wife's helmet, all these kit and gear, and then the external helmet holder is right here. Let me stuff this thing back so we give the bag some structure to talk about a little bit more. Now, mind you, because this is a zipper system, when it gets loaded up to the brim, like if you stuff it for, especially the first few times before it loosens up a little bit, the zipper is really hard to work with. Right now it's so easy, like it's nice and smooth, but I can remember when the first time I test loaded it with all our stuff, I was like jamming it to like crazy. Compared to the Cinder, you just drop it. So if you want simplicity on the wall, I would say go with the Cinder. If you just want to drop it, this is perfect for like if you're at on the bottom, because this doesn't make sense when you're on the wall. You can't. It's harder to open and access your stuff like this. Even though you can't access it any other way, you can access it from the top and get to all your stuff. Like all the pockets are here and everything is accessible. So take it for what it's worth. This is multi-purpose. That one is the Cinder, and the other packs like this are more specialized, I would say. Now, forgot to mention this. Do you see these two handles? These are great for, say, if you're climbing on one rope, on one route outside or wherever, or indoors even if you're doing your lead climbing and such, training and such indoors. You can load your stuff in, and if you're on the move route, you don't know how to close it, just carry it to the next area and set up. Setting up, speaking of setting up, it is so easy in this bag. You just open it up, take your stuff, take whatever stuff you need out. So organized, it's so organized that you can just take whatever you need out of it and work with that from there. This bag is sitting on the tarp that comes with this Cragaconda as well. It's in pictures and in other videos it looks kind of small, but I think it's 2x2. So it's not too bad. It's a 2x2 cover, but also serves as a rain cover for the pack as well. So you normally just upside down, but you strap it onto your straps the usual way and go from there. But hey, double use. Someone online actually said they use it as a blanket. Okay, whatever, it rocks your boat. Now, here it is outside externally. They even have, let me remove this, they even have a helmet holder, which is elasticized and clipped onto one of your gear. They utilize the gear loops as a lockdown point. So you see right here, you can see this good. And this stores away in one of the storage pockets. So you just stuff it in there and zip it up. Here's another carry loop for the bag. So once it's loaded up, you just can carry it and zip it up. Once it's zipped up, I mean. Sorry, let me just do this real quick. Excuse me. Now, I was pointing out to my wife that this potentially, I was looking at the size and the measurements of it. If it's loaded up moderately, this would actually fit. I haven't taken exact measurements, but someone can correct me on this in the comments. This would be a carry-on item, qualify as a carry-on item, at least on Southwest Airlines and other places. This is small enough to fit in your overhead bin. So if you're going on a trip, you can take this with you on a day trip to go climbing or something, whatever, for whatever reason. Or this would be a great day pack. You want to go travel because the way it opens, it just fits luggage just as well too. Now, it has this two storage areas, just like the Cinder. The Cinder had two access areas where you can store stuff, but this one is a little bit more organized again too. See the keyword here, it seems like it's organization. More slings, pretty big pocket, and it has a zippered section for your valuables and whatnot, or dirty clothes, something. And then you have another pocket up front where, like I mentioned before, where the helmet helmet cover is, and you have another loop for keys and more storage. So this thing is pretty cool. Now, I was bummed that the Cinder while the Cinder had a rope carry, this one does not. At least not officially. But just like most of us are, or at least we're climbers, we're kind of a resourceful bunch. And I figured out that you can use this. Let me show you real quick. I was just gonna just demo it like that, but I thought, so I was gonna put it like this, and this doubles as a gear loop. Look at that. I mean, like a rope carry, and it's pretty solid. You just use whatever carabiners you need, and if your helmet cover is on top and it goes over it, it creates more tension and it holds down the rope even more. So in a sense, this rope carry is even stronger than the one on Cinder, because as I mentioned, the Cinder one slides around quite a bit if you don't tie it down tight enough. So both work, and this, even with the rope up above, the balance was pretty good, because once you get it down and get the straps adjusted right, oh man, this thing, these two bags, the Cinder and the Cragaconda, they carry the weight just really pretty good. I like them because before this we were using like one of my old Deuter travel packs to I think it was a 70 liter to carry all our gear. Man, that weight jostled around and moved around so much no matter what I adjusted or however I feel it. And these were, because they're designed for climbing and by climbers, they know what they're doing. So let's get back to what I mentioned earlier about the straps. These are kind of slightly inferior in my opinion to the comfort wise right out of the box compared to the Cinder, only because of the amount of weight we're carrying. Now it might be different for you because if you're carrying what it was designed for, 40 liters, I think you'd be perfectly fine with whatever adjustment. I mean, right out of the box, you won't be like, what is this strap doing? It's hurting. But for me and my wife, when we were trying it, especially for me, once it was fully loaded, I had pressure points right on the shoulder here. So what I did was I really had to go in and fine tune this back support here and the side wings here, how close it is to the back and such like that. How close it was going to suck into my back. I had to adjust the length of the hose strap in relation to my shoulders and arms and chest and such. And finally, I think I got it right. And now the weight is very, very doable and the pressure point is gone. So this takes a little bit more customization in terms of straps. For you, it might be fine. For me, it was a little bit problematic. But in more than the pack itself more than made up for that deficiency, because the way it handles content in your gear is awesome. I love it. So I hope these help. Reviews help, and I hope to see you again sometime. This is my first video review, so pardon the amateurish production values and stuff. But hopefully this gives you a better idea of both of the packs. The reason why I'm doing this is I didn't see enough enough information online, especially videos and written reviews on these two particular packs. So thank you for watching, and click the like button if you like this and share it with others. Thank you very much.